That huge roar you just heard was after a lengthy discussion to try to decipher what happened on a tie game at 24 apiece. Both teams thought for sure that they were the team that was going to be awarded point number 25 of this game. It's a win by 2. And again, I apologize. They had a bunch of children running around behind us, and they all unplugged our system, and they're still running around back there. So I want to give a heads up. If we abruptly shut down again, we're trying to find someone to have them at least move to behind the other bleachers, see if that'll help us out. 25-24, that was a lengthy discussion on a ball that was just in play, and it really was one of those, you could just about reset it, but the indication was that the Lady Chargers scored the point. Now they serve to try to win game 1. Kaylee Ramos, check that, that's Rodriguez, puts it over, diving play by the Raiders. Ball over, opportunity here to win game 1 for the Chargers. High set, tipped over, played by the Lady Raiders of Brownsville Rivera. Here's Kenya Ibarra, tips it over the blockers, and kept alive by the Chargers. Another free ball, Garrow the pass. High set again, this is Ibarra, better approach, puts it down the line, and it's in! Now they call it out. The line judge on the far side called that in. Net judge calls it out. And you can see the Rivera coach is going to head right over and talk things over. Right now, Lady Chargers win game 1. Game 2 coming up after this. Back here, and as we get set for game number 2, there was question marks on the final 2 points of that game scored at 24 apiece. It was a flip a coin kind of call that was awarded to the Lady Chargers on the home side. They got point 25, and then at 25-24, a kill attempt went straight down the line. One of the line judges called that one in. The net judge overruled that, called that out. And so the Lady Chargers win game 1 at 26-24. You can see over there that the Lady Raiders, Mary Elizabeth Avalar Guerra, is having a lengthy discussion with her team. She was challenging that final call, at least wanted to get a conference on that and get some kind of ruling, but the line judge said nothing doing, or the net judge, and at that point belonged to the Lady Chargers, and they win game 1, 26-24. I said coming in here, this was on paper just a real good matchup between these two teams, and just the way they play, their styles, their big hitters, and that defense. Well, the way that game ended, it's really got both sets of bleachers were rocking and rolling, especially on the right side down there. Bert Ruiz has it on there. We got our computer sitting on a table, and it's just bouncing all over the place. Camera's doing a good job of staying stabilized. Game 2, see if that picks up the intensity level here. First, a lengthy discussion by the official over there at the scorer's table, making sure everyone's set in place before this rotation starts. And you see these officials do that often And it's really such an important part, because otherwise if you don't, 4 or 5 serves in, or maybe the second rotation across, all of a sudden something's spotted, and if you haven't put that together at the beginning of the game, well, then you're looking at higher stakes involved as the score has moved along. So the extra time taken here is well worth it. Quick chance for us to take a break. Hacienda Ford, one of our primary sponsors, one of our title sponsors here on Rio Sports Live, and helping us bring exciting sports coverage here in the Rio Grande Valley. Hacienda Ford, located in Edinburgh, Texas. New or used car, service to your car. Be sure you check out Hacienda Ford.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live. Thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Are you ready?
Going to bring it back here as we get set for the first serve of game number 2 between Brownsville Rivera and Brownsville Veterans. Rivera will serve it up. Lady Chargers, and an ace is served up to start it off. Raiders go up 1-0 as an ace served up by Christina Garza. Garza ready to serve again. Another point scored by the Raiders. They go up 2-0. Again, if you're the Lady Raiders, you want to take the gym out of play as far as this big crowd. They were extremely vocal down the stretch of game 1. Right now, a couple of quick points. Chargers, though, setting it up, and second hit over, scores a point. Neither team able to run away from the other in game 1, thus the 26-24 score. No cap on these games. We could have been going for a while if that last point would have been awarded to Rivera. We may still be involved in game 1 play. Game 2, though, as the Chargers with a 1-0 lead serve it up. Lady Raiders with a 2-1 lead on the scoreboard. Punch it over, and a point scored. Rare miscommunication on the back row that time by the Lady Chargers of Brownsville Veterans. And the point scored for the Lady Raiders. Laisha Izaguirre back to serve. In the net, a service error, point to the home team as the Lady Chargers tally point 2. Galilea Martinez checks in to the front row on the left outside for the Lady Chargers. Meanwhile, a serve over by Monica Garcia. Second hit over. Chargers able to play that. Back set, this is Garcia, one hands it over. In the net off that pass, nothing doing. Point scored, we're tied at 3. Lady Chargers to serve, looking for the first lead in game 2. They trailed by as many as 3 in game 1. Led by as many as 3, but that was the separation mark between both teams in game 1. That's in the back corner, and that's in. Raiders regain the lead at 4-3. Back of the service line for Brownsville Rivera. Clarissa Olivares puts that over. High set, big swing, and a good dig this time by Richelle Guerra. Pops up, becomes a hitter on the back row. Chargers hit it a second time, and there's Guerra again. Can't control this one. Did all she could to keep it in play, but no one there to return the pass. And a point scored for the Lady Chargers. Brownsville Veterans Memorial back to serve. Raiders of Rivera off the net. Good chance for the Chargers here to take the lead. High set. This is going to be Amena. Dug by Guerra again. Back on the Chargers side. Good pass. A high set by Rodriguez. Back set this time. Tipped over. Raiders able to cover that. Now a swing by the Raiders. Diving play by Parchment keeps that alive. Ball off the net. One-handed over by Edelstein. Ball up by the Raiders near the net. Under the net they go. Point scored for the Chargers. Brownsville Veterans Memorial up 5-4. Back to serve is Rebecca Rodriguez. Gets that over. Played by the Lady Raiders. Kenya Ibarra tips that over. Chargers set it up. Mania punches it over. One-handed over this time by Emily Morales, now on the front row for the Lady Raiders. Chargers on a bad pass, give up a point. 5-5 your score. See, we're broadcasting now at the Hannah Sherryland game. Also this one. Rowan Harlingen South and Donna North versus Donna. So we got all 5 games coming your way here tonight. Points scored for Rivera. Lady Raiders up 6-5. Back to serve is Kenya Ibarra. Gets that over. Played by the Lady Chargers. Punched over and a point scored. Tie game at 6 apiece. Reminding you again, high school football fans, we've got Friday night coverage coming your way from, I think I've got all 7 systems right now in the football mix in play. We'll run down that here in a bit. Raiders punch that over. Chargers able to keep it alive in a 6-6 game in game 2. Guerra with a pass. High set. Right back at you is Garza. Christina Garza has been busy. Ball just off the net. Now in the net called. And a point scored for Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Our football action on Friday. Raymondville at Lyford, we got that one set. And Couch Elsa at Los Fresnos. Mission at Pioneer. La Jolla at Porter. PSJA Southwest and PSJA Memorial. Mercedes at La Feria. And Valley View at Rivera. Spiked over and a point scored for the Lady Raiders. Ties it at 7-piece. 7-7 your score. Back to serve for the Lady Raiders. Christina Garza. Check that. That's Michelle Guerra. Spiked over by the Chargers. Another spike over and dug, but a point scored as they'll call in the net against Rivera. And a point scored for Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Left-hand serve played by the Raiders. Center set this time, and it's Garza. Dug this time by the Lady Raiders. Attack again. Another dig by the Chargers, and then the whistle blows. Tie game at 8 apiece. Spike over. Played by the Raiders. Chargers looking for the lead here. Punch it over. Ibarra there to send it forward. And now Garza looking for the angle, and that is just out of bounds. Point Chargers. 9-8 Brownsville Veterans Memorial on top. Another serve by the Lady Chargers. Good pass this time. Big swing by Izagiri. Block back at you, point Chargers. Izagiri went for the block, or for the hit. Blockers in place for Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Now the Lady Chargers have to wait on the serve. Discussion going on at the net. In a 10-8 game. District play gets underway for both of these teams. We'll be covering them in their districts here on Real Sports Live. Still talking it over at the net as the officials now meet together. Meanwhile, a timeout on the floor. One of our title sponsors, you see them on our scoreboards, Hacienda Ford, out of Edinburgh, Texas, helping us bring you this game here tonight. Van we're driving up in. We had it wrapped and have Hacienda Ford proudly displayed there. We have some of our other title sponsors there as well. South Padre Island, San Benito EDC, Alpha Men's Clinic. And we thank all of the school districts that are on board assisting us in broadcasting games, including the newest addition, Sherryland ISD, Sherryland and Pioneer, helping not just assist us in broadcasting games, but assisting us in promoting Real Sports Live through title sponsorship. As this discussion continues, we'll take a quick break. This is Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Robert Della, and thank you.
As this discussion continues, the crowd finally says enough of this, and they start in with their chants as they are both trying to root on their teams to get some energy back into this gymnasium, which right now is just stalled. Serve over by the Lady Chargers. Lady Raiders set it up as Aguirre puts it over. Played by the Chargers. That's Parchment. Now a swing by Samaya. Ball back over on the Chargers side. Better opportunity here for the set. Back set, right side. Hit over. Kara there to keep it alive. Now at the net. In the net it goes. Points scored for the Chargers. They go up 3. After all that talk back and forth between the officials, between the captains, Lady Chargers score, and there's a serve just over the net, dug by Guerra. Guerra has to two-hand that over. Chargers on the attack, a miss hit. Point scored, Brownsville Rivera. 2-point game. Again, that 3-point separation has been the biggest for either team here tonight. On a back set, they'll tip it over. Played by the Raiders. High set in the middle, and that carries out of bounds. Point to Brownsville Veterans. Lady Chargers now back up by 3. And a chance to serve. Meanwhile, substitutions checking the game for Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Share the link if you're watching on our social media. Those watching on YouTube, be sure you subscribe to our channel. And a spike across for the Lady Raiders makes it 12-10. Lady Raiders ready to serve it up. Izaguirre puts it into play. Chargers with a good set. That's off the net, but it carries over, and a point on a kill by Mania. Dominique Mania able to put that one in. Another serve coming up by the Lady Chargers. That's an ace. And that's a 4-point lead. And that's a big number here in this game between these two teams. As they serve the next one across. Big swing that time. Point scored Rivera. Lady Raiders coming right back at you. Down by 3. At the line is Clarissa Olivares. Serves that over. Chargers, and a wicked kill goes down. back to a 4-point lead. Four-point game. Back to serve is Rebecca Rodriguez. Gets it over. Guerra on the pass. Here's Ibarra, tipped it over. Diving play that time by Sarah Gomez to keep it alive. Raiders set it up. Here's Ibarra again. Whistles that one down. Point scored. 15-12 as Kenya Ibarra put that one away. Three-point game. Kenya Ibarra back to serve. Chargers with a back set, right side, and a carry and a point scored for the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera. Kenya Ibarra back to serve again. Right-handed serve across with some top spin, got the ace. 15-14 the score. Ibarra now serving to tie it. Gets it over. Charger with a good pass. Big swing in the middle and point scored. Putting it away was Martinez. Galilea Martinez on the kill. Gomez now checks out of the game. Lady Chargers to serve, up to 2. On the jump serve, Raiders on the pass. Set it back to Guerra, puts it over. Parchment there to dig that. Off the net, this is Samaya, played by the Raiders. Going right back over to Christina Garza. Parchment there to dig that. Now a back row attack. Hit over, Raiders, good chance here. High back set on the right side, played over by the Chargers. Again, they'll go on the attack. Right side, outside, and point scored. Chargers keeping it alive and then going on the attack as Hannah Edelstein puts it away. 3-point game. Lady Chargers will serve. Meanwhile, a substitute checks in for Brownsville Rivera as they'll bring in Kimberly Chavez on the front row. Chargers to serve it up. Deeper serve played by the Raiders. And in the net it goes. Point, Brownsville Veterans Memorial. They go up 4. Back of the service line is Dominic Mania. Mania gets it over. Raiders with a pass by Guerra, punched over on the second hit. That's Clarissa Olivares, and she finds the point. Olivares caught the Lady Chargers a little bit off guard there. Scores the point. Michelle Guerra back to serve for Brownsville Rivera. With a jump serve, that's short and across, played by the Chargers. That's off the net, played by Guerra on the back row. Here's Garza again, in the net it goes. Garza just didn't get that extra deep step on that approach. They'll talk it over. Raiders trail by 4. Chargers won game 1, lead game 2.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6. On F Street in Harlingen, it's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Scoop Ice Cream Shop, just one of our advertising sponsors coming out of the Harlingen area. They were instrumental all throughout last year, assisting us as we took off with a promotion promoting downtown Harlingen. That's the biggest swing of the night for the Chargers. Dug, though, by the Lady Raiders. Chargers coming back at you on the attack. Set it up middle, another big swing, and down it goes, the kill by Martinez. Galilea Martinez absolutely put that one away. Five-point lead for the Lady Chargers. First team to 20 as well. That time you could see a little extra behind those hits by Martinez, feeling the confidence coming at the defense. Pass up near the net, and the Raiders can't get that over. Chargers now with the biggest lead of the game for either team in either game. Up 6 here in game 2, having already won game 1. They capture this. They put Brownsville Rivera's Lady Raiders in a deep, deep hole to crawl out of. They want to escape out of here on the road with a win. Ibarra puts that over. Ball on a back set for the Chargers. Punched up by Guerra, kept alive. Ball still over. Played by the Chargers. Second hit over. Raiders from the back row. Here's Kenya Ibarra. Swings away. Right back at you, but out of bounds. Off a back row kill attempt. Kenya Ibarra able to get the point. Dominique Mania got her hands on that, but it had enough pace to carry it out of bounds. Service time for Alondra Guzman. Guzman to put it in play. Good pass this time by the Chargers. Set it up, left hand over. Here's Garza easing it over. Chargers with a better chance here on the attack. Punch, block back at you. Now Rivera with a chance. Christina Garza again, diving play by the Chargers to keep this one alive. Nothing doing, point scored Rivera. Back row all-out effort. Lady Raiders now within 4 to serve. Played by the Chargers, a high set in the center, and down that goes. Putting that one away was Monica Garcia. (22-17), back to a 5-point lead for the Lady Chargers. Serve over, played by the Lady Raiders with a high set. Big swing by Izagiri is dug. Second hit over. Guerra tries to send that to Guzman. Played over on the Chargers side. Ibarra there with a pass. Now set up Izagiri. Parchment digs that. Eased over again. Good chance for the Raiders once again to score. Set up Garza and point scored. Garza on the kill, puts that one down. 4-point game. Lady Raiders to serve again. Christina Garza puts it in play. Ball back over on the Raiders side. Guerra plays it. Parchman digs it. Blocked that time by Izagiri. Ball back of the net and put away on a kill by Kenya Ibarra. Defense led to that point as the block carried right back off of a Charger player and literally became a set for Kenya Ibarra. She didn't miss the chance. Ball at the net, another punch over. Set up Kenya Ibarra, one hands that over. Back row attack, Chargers get it over. Ibarra with a pass, now they'll set her quickly, right back up. Parchment one hands that up into the rafters. It's played by the Chargers. Free ball, Guerra has to dive to keep it alive. Center set, and Izagiri puts it away. You had to wait because the Lady Chargers are able to get hands on balls that most teams will just watch fall. Point scored. Lady Raiders within 2. Timeout call. This one's not over yet. Remember, game 1 went a little extra. Back with game 2. Continues after this.
Hi, we're the Lady Tigers, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
San Benito Chamber of Commerce, one of our advertising sponsors here on Real Sports Live. It's with San Benito Chamber of Commerce and a group of businesses that signed on our advertising program that allows businesses to be able to be a part of Real Sports Live for as little as $100 a month on a rotational basis. Interested in being an advertising guest on Real Sports Live? We have options that are available. Spike across after the timeout. Played by the Raiders. Is a Gary, and the net it goes. Point Chargers. Brownsville Veterans Memorial called that timeout and scored a point. If you're the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera, you can't afford to trade points back and forth. You got to score a couple in a row. Matter of fact, you need 3 in a row now. Serve over. Guerra on the pass. High set. Ibarra puts it down. Kenny Ibarra on the kill. 23-21 the score. Laisha Izagiri back to serve for Brownsville Rivera. She's ready to serve. Gets it across. Chargers on the pass. Set it up, punched over. Raiders down 2. Izagiri again off the block this time. Back row able to play. That is Gomez, keeps it alive. Good pass this time by the Raiders. High set off the net this time. Ibarra 2 hands it over. Right there to play. That is Mena. Second hit over. Ibarra with a pass. Better set opportunity. Middle. Played though by the Lady Chargers. They're up 2 points away from winning game 2 after having captured game 1. Another set for Ibarra. This time swings away. Down it goes. Kenya Ibarra on the kill again. 1 point game. 23-22. Izagiri to serve again for Brownsville Rivera. Deeper serve. Good pass this by the Chargers. Center set this time in the net. We're all tied. Tie game at 23 apiece. There's plenty of Lady Raider fans here to make some noise. They're starting to get a little more active here. As we're sitting at 23 apiece. Izagiri another serve just across. Played by the Chargers. High set. Swing by Mena. Down it goes. Chargers back up 1 at 24-23. Mena didn't waste that opportunity. Back to serve. Monica Garcia now will serve for the win for Brownsville Veterans. Pass by Guerra, right on the money. A high back set. Ibarra tips it, block, ball at the net. Free ball coming up for the Chargers to maybe win game 2. A high set and a swing down the line. Point scored as Mena puts it away. Chargers win game 2, 25-23. They can go for a sweep now back after this.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight. Let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's health care is done.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Back here on Real Sports Live, we thank again the one of our title sponsors is Hacienda Ford out of Edinburgh, Texas. Joe Bowling with you, and Hacienda Ford, just one of the advertisers that stepped up in a big way and committed for 3 years here on Real Sports Live, which we were extremely proud of that. South Padre Island and the Atkins Group out of San Antonio also assisting us greatly in our broadcast. But I want to go back to where it all started in Brownsville, Texas, when the BCIC was our first title sponsor that really kicked things off. My wife and I started this on October 17th in 2017. First broadcasting from Brownsville, St. Joseph. We did a Rio Hondo game that night. We had a couple of the smallest cameras and you could dream of. It was terrible video presentation, I'll tell you that right now. But the want, the will, and the know-how of being able to put this thing together was in place. And then with the assistance of the BCIC, which right now we're trying to get back. They've had some change at the top of the BCIC. We're trying to get them back involved with Real Sports Live. And it's just a matter of connecting some dots. I was talking with some people that were part of BCIC that are now with San Benito that are broadcasting with us as far as sponsorship goes, the EDC of San Benito. BCIC, I'm telling you, without them, I'm not sure we would have kept it alive right out of the gate, because they were the first title sponsor to come on board. So when Hacienda Ford signs on for 3 years, and when the Atkins Group of South Padre Island re-ups theirs, which was sent for approval over the weekend, then we know we've got the right motion as far as going upwards. I know I talk about the numbers all the time as far as the number of minutes viewed, and they are just amazing. It's always funny when I talk to people who are like, I watch it and there's only 7 or 8 people watching here or 9 people watching here. I'm like, or 15 here. Like, well, then you tap into YouTube, you tap into Roku, and then in many cases, we're cross-promoting this, broadcasting directly to school Facebook. Now, as we are able to showcase school events and help build the social media platforms of their YouTube and Facebook. Add the website up, and before you know it, that's where you're getting a lot of these numbers. They amaze me when they come across sometimes. And I've been right here in the middle of it. All I know is that on October 17th, we'll be broadcasting from Sam's Stadium on a Thursday night. And at least we'll have a birthday cupcake or something to show the appreciation across the board, and no better place than to go back down to Brownsville. I kind of looked at wanting to go back to St. Joe or to Rio Hondo on the 17th, but it's a Thursday, and so we'll be broadcasting on October 17th from Sam's Stadium and invite you fans to join us on a celebration. We're going to put something together celebrating 2 years of Real Sports Live. 1-1 game as the Lady Raiders are going to have to dig deep. They fell in game 1, fell in game 2 in this best-of-5 series, and they score a point here and take the lead at 2-1. The assistance from the schools that have helped us broadcast games is just amazing. But that's a big communication line right there that opens up. Even when you get board members in place that want broadcast of games, if you don't have a direct communication line with the IT departments, which we do, and the over 200 schools we've dealt with, then you're sunk. Down here, my phone has got just barely service, so that means a hotspot wouldn't have worked. And so we had, again, great assistance. And then when you get everything cleared and then things change, the ability for the IT department to come in and assist on keeping the broadcast alive. It's a 3-1 game, and now as the whistle blows, another point scored for Rivera. And the Lady Raiders maxed their biggest lead of the night, which was back in game 1 at 3 points, as they lead 4-1. Now, anytime that they've held a lead, this Lady Charger team has come roaring back. Raiders serve it up. Chargers on the pass. Set it up off the net this time. Spike it over the block, and another point for the Raiders. 5-1 game, Brownsville Rivera. One thing about this team, we've seen them come from behind, and we've seen this never quit attitude Rivera brings to the table. Lady Raiders set it up in the middle, and down it goes. Point scored. Izagiri puts it away. 6-1 game. Chargers will substitute in. As into the game is Abigail Padilla. She'll set up on the front row. Meanwhile, 4 wide across the back for the Lady Chargers to return this serve. Garza puts it in play. Deep serve, and that is in. Now out. Back row line judge called that in at the net. That's overruled. And now they're trying to get the attention of the official. I didn't jump the call on that. I'm calling what the line judge called it in. Now she's talking over there to the official on the floor. And they're going to reset it. So no point awarded. And Brownsville Rivera will serve. It's not the first time that we've had a line judge and the official at the net having a different view of the play. No way would I officiate this stuff. No way in the world. On the reset, the Chargers are like, hey, wait a minute. Before the serve, we want to substitute in, and they do. Valeria Samaya checks into the game. Meanwhile, through all of this, Christina Garza now ready to serve. Scoreboard reads 7-1. I think it's a 6-1 game, but we'll wait and see. Spike, that is out of bounds. Points scored, Lady Raiders. Lady Chargers saying that was tipped, nothing doing. Serve over. I'm going to keep our scoreboard matching what the scoreboard on the wall says. So they not only reset this, they awarded a point back to the Raiders. Now a spike by the Chargers. Punch back by Guerra. Ball back on the Raiders side and spiked across. Parchment back there. That's Alexander Parchment as a libero. Ball back over on the Raiders side. A high set. Kenya Ibarra puts it over. Played by the Chargers. Nothing doing. Point Rivera. They go up 9-1 here in game 3. Timeout called by the Lady Chargers. Rivera with new life here in game 3.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. Right now, how about this 2015 Chrysler 300S model with a Beat stereo, leather interior, navigation, $57,000, reduced today, $19,999. Or a 2012 Ram 1500, a Lone Star package, 5.7 Hemi engine, a towing package, automatic, $16,499. Or how about a diamond in the rough, 1998 Dodge 3500 dually with a fifth wheel, 4x4, power everything, heavy duty bumper, $14,999.
Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Cano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002. Harlingen, Texas.
Hi, we're Mission Veterans, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
We'll bring it back here after they do change the score. They took one of the points off the board for the Lady Raiders. I think that was going to happen from the word go. As on a reset, score clock operator did put a point up there. Since then, the Chargers have put up 2 points of their own and now make it 3 as Dominic Mania is able to blister that one home. 8-4 game. Chargers, again, they've come storming back every time Rivera has gained any momentum at all in this gym tonight. High set this time, Kenya Ibarra eases that one over. Got the point for the Raiders of Rivera. Kenya Ibarra, one of the better players that we've covered this year at being able to change the pace of her hits. You have to respect the ability for her to come with a crunching kill, but she also has the vision and the touch to place balls just out of the reach of that back row defense. Eases that one over. Alexander Parchman there to play that, sets up this big swing. Nice dig this time by the Raiders. Here's Ibarra. This time unleashes. Got the point. Classic example right there. First time across. Forced a diving play on the back row just to keep it alive. Second time through. Sent that off the back floor. 6-point lead for the Lady Raiders. Chargers with a good pass. High set this time, and on the kill, that's Mania. Played by the Raiders. Free ball for the Chargers. Good pass. Good set center, and off the block, ball still alive. Punch back row, and a point for the Chargers. Well-placed ball that time by the Chargers front row. Back to serve for Brownsville Veterans is Monica Garcia. Down by 5, Guerra with a pass, back set. Ibarra, kept alive though by the Chargers. Raiders right back on the attack. Here's Ibarra again. Good digs this time again by the Chargers. One-handed on the back row, kept alive again. Now a lift called. Point Rivera. And that time the Chargers got caught up in just playing defense. Over and over and over they were able to make plays. But like any good team, Rivera's Raiders are like, fine, we'll just keep bringing it. Eventually one's going down. That's a lift. Point scored, a 7-point lead now for Brownsville Rivera. This resembles game 2 early on, in which Brownsville Veterans jumped out to that 8-point lead. Set up here for the Chargers. And in the net called that time. Point awarded to Brownsville Veterans. Reminding you, football on Thursday will be at Sam Stadium for a live video coverage. Mission Veterans Patriots in town to take on Brownsville Veterans Memorial's Chargers. 7 o'clock kickoff for that. I'll be calling that one from Sam Stadium. Punch over this time by the Chargers, and can't get it over. A point for the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera. Kenya Ibarra back to serve. Meanwhile, substituting in on the front row, Christina Garza back in the game for the Raiders. Chargers on the pass. Back set. And a point across. Dominic Mania rotates back to serve. Valeria Samaya back in the front row for the Chargers. Pena about as deep an approach as you can get in this gym, and that's a long way to go to get to the service line. In the net it goes. She had extra room to work with. As you can see there on that serve, she had a good 5 feet before the service line. So missed timing on that serve. Raiders to serve now is Richelle Guerra. The libero puts it across. Parchman on the pass. Back set tipped over. Ibarra there to cover that. Back set on the curl right side. That's beyond the baton, and a point scored for Brownsville Veterans. Lady Chargers cut it to a 6-point game. Alexandra Parchman to serve. Pass by the Raiders. Set it up. This is Izagiri. Parchment there to dig that. Free ball now for the Raiders. Pass near the net. Set up. Garza. That's blocked back at you. Set it up middle. And Izagiri tries to put it away. Does. 16-8 your score. Back to serve is Alondra Guzman. Just gets that one over. High set just off the net, played over by Garcia. Raiders set up Garza. Punch by Parchment. Punch right back up at the net. Free ball for the Raiders. Beyond the baton it goes. Point scored, Rivera. 9-point lead for Rivera here in game number 3. Serve over. Free ball for the Raiders. Guerra becomes the setter, setting up Garza off the block. Point scored. Double-digit lead for Rivera. Fighting off here in game 3. Guzman ready to serve. Now the crowd is active on the Rivera side. Chargers with a spike by Samaya. Got it down. Point scored. Valeria Samaya on the kill. Another substitute in for the Lady Chargers. Daniela Espinoza back to serve. Short serve, got an ace. Espinoza serves up the ace. She'll serve again. 8-point game. Line drives it over. Good pass this time by Guerra. Set it up. Here's Izagiri off the block. Point scored. Izagiri using those blockers to her advantage as they're coming in on an angle. Nine-point lead. Chargers with a back set in the middle. Played by Guerra on the dig. Set up Ibarra. Puts it over. Played by the Chargers. Off the net. This time it's Samaya. Played by the Raiders. Here come the Chargers on a back row attack by Parchment. Guerra there to dig it. High set for Ibarra and thunders it home. Ibarra scores point 20 here in game 3 for Brownsville veterans. They won game 1 and 2, but now they're staring up at a double-digit deficit in 3. Back to serve, Christina Garza. Short serve, played by Parchment. Second hit over. Raiders there to cover that. Back set it to Ibarra. Somehow they get it to her, and she puts it down. There was no real set there as both players going for that ball. We're just trying to get it in the direction of Ibarra. Turned into a pretty decent opportunity, and Ibarra doesn't need much. 11-point lead now. That's the biggest lead for either team in any game. Big play by the Chargers. Played on the back row. Good dig that time by Guzman. Here's Ibarra. Edges that over. Diving play on the front row. That's Samaya playing defense as your outside left hitter on that front row. On the angle. Point scored by the Raiders. 12-point lead. Substitution in the game. Dominique Mena back in the game. Mena back in. Will take a spot on the back left for defensive purposes. Chargers now go on the attack. Second hit over. Ibarra eases it over. Good chance here for the Chargers. High set. Once again, it's Samaya, but it's in the net. Point scored for the Raiders. Brownsville Rivera up 23-10. Timeout Chargers. Game 3 belongs to the Raiders so far.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. supporting business, community, and the team's San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Bring it back here to the chance of Let's Go Raiders over there. You see the Raider fans in the stands having some fun here on this one. After falling in the first two games, Brownsville Rivera notches up another level and has a 13-point lead out of the timeout. 2 points away from taking game 3 and forcing game 4. Chargers, though, attacking right back at you as Guzman keeps it alive. Here's Ibarra. That's blocked. Ball goes out of bounds. Point Raiders. Chargers had the block. They had that covered, but did too much pace on the hit by Ibarra. Now serving for the win for the Raiders. Good pass this time for the Chargers. Set it up for Padilla. Puts it over. Down it goes. Point scored, Chargers. They stave off a game point there. Now back to serve is Valeria Samaya. Samaya ready to serve for the Lady Chargers. Puts that one across. Ball over on the Raiders side. They hit it out of bounds. A point for the Chargers. 2 game points staved off. Man, they're bringing popcorn up here, and that looks really good. Chargers to serve again. Just across. Ibarra puts that in the rafters. Another point for the Chargers. Good serving right now by Valeria Samaya. Timeout by the Raiders. Again, they had game 3 in hand, but it's still not over.
Hi, we're the Lady Diamondbacks, and thank you for watching Red.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-Up, 3-Down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest.
We'll get back to that fishing tournament in a moment. I want to make sure we get this game in hand here. A 24-13 lead. It's a big, important fishing tournament, by the way, helping support the athletes out of San Perlita. Spike across by the Chargers. Down the line it goes as Dominic Mania puts that one away. 24-14. Chargers now down by 10. You got to play perfect volleyball, but if they're like that, you can score points on a consistent basis. That's near an ace, and it is. And how about this service run for Samaya? Valeria Samaya controlling the pace of this game right now from the service line. A jump serve, and the net it goes. Point scored. Rivera wins game 3. Looked like they had it well in hand. Chargers with a little momentum. See if that carries over into game 4. A lot of times that does. Game 4 after this. And again, this fishing tournament, a big deal. So is Hacienda Ford, one of our title sponsors. Newer used cars out of Edinburgh, Texas. Service to your car, Hacienda Ford, helping us bring terrific sports coverage throughout the Rio Grande Valley.
Located at Laguna Madre Bates in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is the team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-Up, 3-Down Fishing Tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
Hi, I'm Coach Nava with Westaco East High School. Thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, There's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Hi, we're PJ Lady Bears, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Go!
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
VTX1 Cable, also one of our title sponsors, assisting us greatly, assisting us in building the Roku channel, the home of our studios of Rio Sports Live, which still is in the full operational mode, but it's coming as we continue to push forward here on Rio Sports Live. First serve of the game and a point to Rivera Raiders. Now again, the Raiders were controlling game 3. It looked like they were going to win going away. And indeed they did win by double digits. But down the stretch, Chargers were starting to gain momentum. See if they can seize that to start this game here as they try to put this away before we get to game 5, which is what the Raiders have on their agenda here. Spike across, ties the game at 1 apiece as the Lady Chargers are able to score. We've got this Lady Charger team and some additional coverage later on down the stretch when they're in district play. I know Donna is going to be a great matchup when they're playing in games at Donna. We'll have some additional broadcasts as well for them. 2-1 lead for the Chargers. Serve across. That's diving play by the Raiders. One-handed back over. Chargers set it up on the back row. Free ball for the Raiders to work with, and they set up Kenya Ibarra. Normally that goes down, but it's dug this time by the Chargers. Ball at the net. Point scored. Rivera. Tie game at 2 apiece. 2-2 your score as Laisha Izagiri goes back to serve. Game 4 here of this best of 5 as Izagiri ready to put it into play. Before that, moisture on the floor, so they'll attend to that. And remind you, our volleyball coverage will continue on Saturday. In some cases, that's district play on September 14th. I know we're going to have Edinburgh High at Hannah. That'll be a broadcast game coming your way on Saturday. And then Tuesday, we'll get to that in a moment. Raiders play the ball. Tie game at 2 apiece here in game 4. Chargers at the net, nothing doing. Point scored. Next Tuesday, we've got this Brownsville Veterans at Donna, as a matter of fact. That'll be a big district matchup for those. So we'll be following this Charger team a week from tonight. Chargers set it up, hit it off the block, score the point, give the kill to Dominic Mania. Ties the game at 3 each. Now, game 1, we were literally back and forth. The teams never got separated by more than 3 points, as we went all the way to 26-24 before it was decided. And even the last 2 points were heavily contested and even questioned by either team that they may be indeed the team that should have scored that point. Point here to the Raiders of Rivera. In game 2, after winning game 1, Brownsville Veterans grabbed control of the game early on. It was a late run by the Lady Raiders to put them in contention before falling by 2. In game 3, it was all Rivera until the final 5 points, which the Chargers put on a run, is eventually staved off in a win for Brownsville Rivera. Point there for the Lady Raiders. They go up 5-3. our other games, we got coverage is still going on. McCallum Memorial at Sherryland. We're broadcasting there tonight. Raiders serve it across. Pass by the Chargers, hit over. Chargers now ease it over and get the point. 5-4 the score as the Chargers with a well-placed hit caught the back row off balance as everyone had shifted left. And normally against this Rivera team, you're not going to see that often. Play by the Chargers. Back to serve is Dominic Mania. And an ace served up, ties it up. Now Mania's had some success back there at the service line tonight. For the Lady Chargers. Serving now for the lead. High arcer, played by Guerra. A high set and a swing across, punched up, right back over on the Rivera side. They'll go on the attack. Here's Ibarra in the net. Point scored, Chargers lead. Kenya Ibarra normally isn't going to miss that. In this case, nothing doing. Points scored for Brownsville Veterans. Raiders now down one, set it up, and across it goes. Played this time by the Chargers. Set up Sumaya. Nothing doing. Points scored. We're tied at 6 apiece. Substitution checks in as Kenya Ibarra goes back to serve for Brownsville Rivera. That brings in Christina Garza to the front row. Garza was real busy in game one. Punch across. Nice play by Guerra to keep that alive for a moment. Ball back over on the Chargers side. Chance to put it away. Back set. Swing across on the angle, but out of bounds. Hannah Edelstein had the right idea. That angle was there. Had she taken a little bit off of that, there wasn't a defender in place to put that in play. Ibarra serves. Good pass this time. A high back set in the middle, though. Played over and off the block. Point scored. Finishing off was Galilea Martinez to tie it at 7. Back to serve is a Parchment. Parchment gets it over. Harlingen South took down Nikki Rowe tonight, 3-1. Our thanks to John Cannon for stepping in and broadcasting on that one. Here in this one, we're in game number 4 of this best of 5. Brownsville Veterans with the lead and the lead in the series, up 2-1. Looking for a point here on the cross on the angle, played by the Raiders. Back set quickly to Garza. Good dig this time by the Chargers. They'll go on the attack, back row attack. Punched over. Raiders do get it over. Diving play by Parchment. I've said that 100 times tonight. Raiders back on the play. And can't get it over. Point Chargers. (9-7) the score. Raiders set it on a back set. Punch it over. 9-7 game. A high set in the middle and block back at you. Rivera scores a point. 9-8 your score. Back at the service line, Rochelle Guerra. Chargers get it over. Raiders able to return it. Set it up. Here's Garza. Back row, got it in. Tie game at 9 apiece. You had the sense that if they got to these later games, unlike games 2 and 3 in which the opposing teams took a lead and ran away with a win, you get to this stage, you think you're going to be right down the line, 1 and 2 points separating the teams. Chargers go up 1 there with that one. 10-9, Brownsville Veterans back on top. Gym got cold. It was comfortable in here, but now the AC's on. It's downright cool in this one. Bert's got shorts on. Serve across. Good pass by Guerra. High set. Here's Izagiri. Puts it away, ties it at 10. Taking it off the block, Izagiri able to get the kill. Meanwhile, McCallum Memorial up 2-0 at Pioneer. J.R. Gully with the call coming to you from Mission. Spike across, played by the Chargers. Tie game here as Aguirre gets it back to Guerra from the back row. Parchment there to dig that. Good set, middle. Ibarra keeps it in play. Guerra got back to it. Free ball. Out of bounds it goes. Point Chargers. Brownsville Rivera back on top. Short serve played by Guerra for the Lady Chargers. Ball up at the net. Over it goes. Out of bounds. Point Brownsville Veterans. They're up 2. Next serve across by Samaya. Jump serve near an ace. Played by the Raiders. Here's Ibarra off the back row. Parchment there to dig that from her knees. Good set. Ball blocked right back at you by Izagiri. Point scored. Rivera. 12-11 the score. Rivera will substitute in the game. Checking in to serve is Darlene Longoria. Longoria back, a right-handed server. With the jump serve, puts it in play. Played by the Chargers at the net, over. Raiders trying to tie this up. Ibarra whistles it over, played by Parchment. Good pass, set it up. Here's Mania right back at you. That's out of bounds. They want the tip. Nothing doing, says the net official, and a point scored for Rivera. We're tied at 12 apiece. And now the line judge on the back corner is indicating that that was a tip ball. As he makes that call, the official will not confirm. And the serve coming up. Tied at 12 apiece. Chargers with the pass. Set it up off the swing. That's in the corner and in on a kill by Mania. There was question on the point before that it may have been tipped. Mania said forget it. Angled it away from any blockers. No one back in that back corner. Easy point. Serve for the Chargers. Raiders on the return. High set for Ibarra. Down, but it's played. What a great play that time by the Chargers. And they score the point. You won't get a better dig than what Sarah Gomez just came up with there. 2-point lead for the Chargers at 14-12. Serve over. Pass too far and a spike across. Chargers take advantage, up 3. 15-12, timeout Rivera. Game 4 continues.
Hi, we're the Lady Wildcats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Back here after the timeout. Lady Raiders took that timeout, trailing by 3. They can ill afford to let the Chargers run out to any major lead in this game. A 3-point lead is a big enough hill to have to climb up, especially when you're down 2-1 in an elimination game here in this best of 5. Spike across by Guerra. Nice play by the Chargers. Their back row can be just as active as any team we've seen defensively thus far this year. Kenya Ibarra puts that one down. Ibarra with another kill. Reminding you, we'll be naming our Hacienda She Has It Award at the end of this game. Hacienda Ford out of Edinburgh, Texas, one of our title sponsors here on Rio Sports Live. We award the She Has It Award anytime System 1 is in play. Serve in the net for the Lady Raiders. And a 3-point lead now for Brownsville Veterans Chargers. A week from tonight, we'll have some good volleyball coming your way. As we've just ramped up our volleyball coverage here on Rio Sports. We already did 100-plus volleyball games out of the gate with tournament play that we covered. That took our numbers in the month of August to 697,000 minutes viewed. That's on our two social platforms of YouTube and Facebook. Reminding you, we've got additional platforms all over the place, including when we cross-promote these on schools, such as the case tonight, as Sherryland is broadcasting on those two games on our platforms. So volleyball coverage, we're continuing to ramp up as our regular season coverage. We had 5 systems in play tonight. I still had 2 more. I tried to get one at Donna Idea, as San Isidro was in town to take on that one. And then we wanted a crew down at Los Fresnos as PSJA was there. Chargers with another point, go up 4. And now Brownsville Veterans Memorial feeling a little more comfortable after winning game 1 and 2, losing game 3. There's a spike by Ibarra. Rivera not going away just yet. 3-point game as Kenya Ibarra rotates back to serve. Meanwhile, substitution in the game for the Lady Raiders is back on the front row. Christina Garza. Ibarra to serve. It starts here. Good pass by the Chargers. High back set. Swing on the right side. Dug by Guerra. This is off the net. Played by Parchment for the Chargers. Setting up Sumaya. Guerra there to play that. Ibarra there to help. Guerra will put it over. Free ball for the Chargers. Good pass. A high set by Rodriguez. Big kill attempt in the net, though. Points scored Rivera. 2-point game. 18-16 your score. Back to serve again is Kenya Ibarra. 2-point game. Ibarra serves it up. Short serve. Good pass this time by the Chargers. Back set right side. That's off the block. Played by Guerra. High set. This is Garza. Good dig that time on the back row as Mania able to keep it alive. High set in the middle. Spike just off the net. Back on the Charger side. One-handed over to the back row. Guerra there to pass it. Set this time by Olivares. Ball punched over on the Raider side. Back of the Charger side. Set it up. Good swing off the block. Raiders there to play it again. Setting up Garza again and puts it away on the back corner. Parchment dove over there, got a hand on it, but couldn't pass it. 1-point game. Raiders now serving to tie. Kenya Ibarra, a nice rotation back of the service line, producing points. Gets this one just across. Parchment there to play it. Back row. Free ball for the Raiders, looking for the tie. Here's Garza over the block and kept alive. Ball back over on the Raiders side. Setting it again. Middle set this time off the net. Point scored. Kimberly Chavez able to tie the game. Timeout, Chargers. Game 4 continues.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito. Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles, home of my wife and I's store there in San Benito, Texas. Invite you out to join us. And, hey, on rare occasion, you can now catch me there. Used to be there more often than not, but now it's rare, but I'm there still helping with the records in the back corner. This one goes out of bounds and a point to the Chargers. Lady Chargers regaining the lead. Tie game at 19 as the Raiders now serve. That one carries out of bounds. Point Brownsville Rivera. They go up one at 20-19. Back to serve is Rochelle Guerra plays that over. Chargers get it over. Guerra dives to play it. Now here's a setup for Garza, and in the corner, that is in. Point scored. 21-19. The line judge had to, it looked like the line judge had to get out of the way of that ball. 2-point game. Serve across for the Raiders. Chargers on the pass, and the net it goes. Point Rivera. 3-point lead. Brownsville Rivera, they're 3 away from forcing game 5. That's a long way to go. Served by Rochelle Guerra. Here's a cross. Played by the Chargers up near the net. One-handed over. Raiders with a pass. Set it up. Here comes Garza again. Block back at you. Point Chargers. Brownsville veterans. Ends the run right there. 22-20. Now they'll serve. Back to serve is Espinoza. Daniela Espinoza ready. Plays it across for the Chargers. Good pass by Rochelle Guerra. High set middle for Garza. Tips it over the blockers. Point scored, Rivera. Christina Garza taking a page out of the Kenya Ibarra book. Edging a ball just past the blockers. Chargers keep this one alive. And score a point. Didn't look like that was a real attack opportunity, but it produces points. 23-21 your score. Serve over. Played by the Raiders. High set. This is played on the back row by the Chargers of Brownsville veterans. Spike blocked. Ball stays in play. High set this time. Spiked over and in on the back row. Point Rivera. 24-21 as Brownsville Rivera now 1 away from forcing game 5 after getting beaten the first 2. Timeout Chargers. One last talk as they don't want to get to game 5.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Our thanks to all the athletes who participate in our You're watching Real Sports Live. We got more and more of those we'll be putting into play as we get more of our teams and coaches and fans active with our fan cam as we go around, as we get that back into place. Play by the Chargers after a timeout. Points scored, Brownsville Veterans. Now they did this in game 2. Or check that in game 3. When the Raiders had a 10-point lead, the Chargers started battling back. When the lead got up to 14, they rattled off 4 in a row. Scored a 5th in a row before Rivera ended up winning by 10. Here's Ibarra trying to win this game. Good play by the Chargers on the back row. Free ball. Back set though. Free ball coming back at you from the back row. Played for the Chargers of Brownsville Veterans. This is Mena. Puts it over. Set up Ibarra at the net. Punches it off the blockers. Punch right back over on the Rivera side. Challenge at the net and played and point scored Chargers. 24-23. 1-point ball game. Brownsville Veterans will serve, trying to tie it up. Before that, timeout. Aaliyah Calzada will serve after this.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6. On F Street in Harlingen, it's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
The Scoop Ice Cream Shop, man, makes me want a chocolate shake really, really bad. They're only open till 7 Tuesday through Saturday. Be sure you join in. If you're ever in Harlingen attending a game, be sure you stop in the Scoop. That's one of the reasons I want to get more restaurants on board, is so that we can direct fans who are coming to watch games. Here's Kenya Ibarra as a buzzer sounds. They'll keep the ball in play. Chargers staved off that one, now looking to tie it, tip it over the blockers, and do! Tie game, 24 apiece. Chargers have battled back. Now we're in overtime in game 4. At least that's what I call overtime in volleyball, when you get to 24 apiece. Chargers to serve it up. They won games 1 and 2. Rivera won game 3. Here in game 4, Rivera Raiders set it off the net. Chargers now looking to gain the lead. Mena hits it off the block. Ball over, and a point score for the Chargers. They go up 25-24. Now in that time, their back row had vacated the entire area, and Rivera able to get a ball back there. It was open. Chargers did just enough and scored. Now they're serving for the win. Raiders set it up in the middle, out of bounds, and the Chargers win it 26-24, and they win this 3-1. Welcome to our Hacienda Ford postgame show. Brownsville Rivera battled and tried to force game 5, but the Chargers were able to stave that off and secure the win. 26-24, the final score. Reminding you fans, we've got additional volleyball coverage coming your way on Saturday. We'll see how many systems I can put in play for some Saturday action. We also have high school football coming your way on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week, as we'll be broadcasting a total of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, no less than 14 games. For Bert Ruiz on the camera, that's going to do it for our broadcast. It's been a long day, and tomorrow's an even longer day. They all get long, but it's worth it. Reminding you to share the link. Also reminding you fans that these broadcasts of this game, you're not going to be able to watch the archive long, as the coaches have asked us to pull it because of district play just around the corner. But we will have an extended highlight reel. I put together several highlights for this one. Our thanks again to the Sherryland School District for joining us as one of our title sponsors. We saw them in our coverage of the Sherryland games and the Pioneer games tonight, and also here in this one, you saw some ads for the Sherryland School District. And Harlingen School District, also instrumental in bringing us this broadcast. Hacienda Ford out of Edinburgh, Texas, one of our title sponsors. South Padre Island, Hacienda Ford Alpha Men's Clinic, and San Benito EDC. Till next time, from Brownsville, Texas, so long.